Hello and welcome to this group. This is Kathy's Corners, and this is group number 9. So it's been 9 weeks and nobody's contacted me. I've been doing it all by myself and nobody even watches. So it is for me and for me alone. But I'm still putting it out there because it is helpful and it helps me find my way through life, because it's been pretty traumatic for me in the last couple of weeks. So this is Kathy's Corners. It's a group that I developed, an online Facebook or YouTube group that is mainly to share things that are happening in your life. And if anybody ever wants to join or wants to contact me, I do put a email address on the bottom in the comment section, and you can send me your steps and your example, and I will share it anonymously, so that you don't have your name or anything associated with it on the channel. So, step number 1, there are 7 steps. Step 1 is identify the problem. Step 2 is share how that makes you feel, how it makes you feel physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, romantically, however you want to say, it makes you feel. And then the third step is there's a rosary that I have that was once broken. I put it through the laundry and it broke in the dryer into pieces, beads, and I put it in a box, put it in that box in my jewelry box, and 10 years later it was all put together again, and it wasn't from human. I never touched the box. My husband never touched the box. So when I opened that box, I was kind of floored, saying, what do I do with this rosary? So I buried it and said, this isn't mine. And I was afraid of it, and I gave it to a shrine, and then I said, no, this is who I am. This is a part of who I am. I am that rosary. I am one with that rosary. And it was given to me from Cardinal Dolan in New York when I was in a very bad place, and I was a broken person at that time, and it came all together again. And I feel like that's my life. That's who I am. I am this rosary, and I am being weaved back together again by some force or some guide that is beyond my comprehension. And so step 3 is to identify kind of that incompleteness or brokenness or detachment or like disassociation, where you're not attached. And step 4 is tools that we can use to help ourselves in that situation if it comes up again. And then step 5 is the cards. I have two decks of cards that I've been using. One deck is the Healing Waters Oracle deck, and the one deck is the Healing Spirits Oracle deck. So I'm going to pick one from each deck and read the explanations and how that applies to the situation that I'm in. Step 6 is how we can visualize coming back together again, getting weaved back together again by, if it's Mother Mary, or if it's Jesus, or if it's nature, or if it's yourself, your higher self, if it's whoever it is that's putting that back together, weaving that back together again. It was just magical that it came back together. And then 7 is expecting a miracle. And I expect a miracle in my life. And I expect miracles, and miracles come to me. And if you don't visualize a miracle or visualize something very hard that you've ever overcome, it will never be able to come true. You have to like expect that God's going to help you with that situation, and he's going to bring it back together again, somehow magically bring it back together. And so my example, last week I shared an example that I was being kind of, well, sued by a former friend of mine, and I was really upset about that. Now I've kind of taken that and channeled it into a bigger picture, taking that energy to say, I can't control what's being done to me, or what's being said about me, or what's being talked about with me, but I can control what I do with my situation from this point forward. So I did reach out to a law enforcement official and ask them to help me with my situation that I'm in, that I face. Kind of a pawn in a political system where I have this tattoo of NGI, or not guilty by reason of insanity, or mental health defect, or all kinds of terrible words. And I feel like I have to fight in order to get that off my record, off public record, for everybody to see it anytime when I go for a job, when I go for housing, when I go for buying something on the internet, when I go for a loan, when I go for, go to the police station and report an incident. I'm automatically judged with this big tattoo on my chest. And so I'm focusing on what I can control. And so I reached out to this law enforcement official today saying, I want to be a part of something bigger. I want to share my story with the nation. I want to be a part of like this national convention that is like sharing all these stories of these people that have had all these injustices. I want to be a part of that. I want to be into that mix and say that I fell through the cracks of not only the Democratic Party but the Republican Party, and they hammered me. Both of them did. And I am still being judged and discriminated against to this day because of that. So that's my situation, is, kind of reaching out saying I wanted to become part of this bigger picture and share my story with the nation. And so maybe this channel that I'm doing, Seed in the Sand and Kathy's Corners, is kind of my way of practicing. I'm not a very good public speaker. I have a lisp. Not taking care of my hair and face the way I should. But I don't care. I still want to share my story. I still want to get that confidence. I still want to get that that guidance from above to say it's not about what you look like. It's not about what you sound like. It's about what you got at the core. And so that's why I've been kind of practicing with these channels. So how I'm feeling, feeling really scared. Am I ready for something like this to make that kind of ripple effect? Am I ready for people to challenge me and say, you deserve to be treated this way, you deserve to be looked at this way, you deserve to be put in a corner and shutting your mouth and keeping quiet and leaving us out of it? And my family has a lot of politicians in it, as far as like powerful people, and they pretty much tell me to shut up. You'll never get over this. You'll never be able to overcome this. And that is the worst feeling, when your own family says that to you. So I feel really hurt, betrayed, saddened, I feel a lot of tightness in my stomach, in my chest. I feel a lot of anxiety that kind of overcomes me. And I just have these repetitive disassociated thoughts, and that it's never going to get better. It's never going to change. And then I look at this rosary going, of course it's going to change. Of course it's going to. So I have to just remember that it's not me in control. I'm giving up the reins to a bigger, higher force. And so I am now going into the tools, which is step 4, and the tools that I'm using are buckets, which is make a plan, do your part, and then let it go. So mainly I just focus on doing my part and letting it go. I did my part. I reached out to this law enforcement official, and I now let it go. If she doesn't do anything with it, that's fine. If she decides to pass on the information to someone somehow, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about what happens from here on in. I'm just putting that little ripple effect out there and seeing what's going to happen. Will it turn into a wave? So, or will it turn into a boulder where I'm rocking that boulder, and will it go down the hill and roll down the hill in my favor? And I won't be stuck and trapped and abandoned and all those fun places to be. So yeah, I stay in my lane. If I'm in the wrong lane, use my tools to use the blinker, which would be tools. And I think that's why I'm doing so much better than other people that I know, because I'm practicing, and practicing using those tools. Whether that's the volleyballs coming at your head, or if that's the lifeguard where they want to entrap you and take you down, whether that is the baseballs and the diamonds and the pitchers and the catchers and all those tools that I've been working on in the Seed in the Sand. So it's all the lessons that we can learn from sports and life, and how we can associate that to our own lives. So, all right, and then step 5 is pick a card. So we have the Healing Spirit card. Looks like this. And I always bring my rosary onto the cards. And I want to say, Lord, how can this get better? And it says always in motion. Looks like this. And it says, the universe is always in motion, though it may appear static to us. This is also the way to true spiritual worker who may appear to be still in their meditation, but in the spirit body is always keeping pace with the higher vibrations of the universe. You and your spirit guide are becoming one mind now, always working with the purpose of healing and bringing balance. Remember, the true spiritual worker offers to serve, and that spiritual work never stops. I like it. And then we have the Healing Waters cards. Put an intention on that to say, Lord, weave me back together again. Make me like water, where I'm fluid and flowing and whole in your image. And it says, looks like that, and it says, follow the stream. And, sorry, Let's knock the camera over there. All right. Follow the stream. Dedication, trust, future rivers and oceans. Streams can begin with small trickles and end up in immense rivers and vast oceans. They've been providing humanity with some sustenance since we first appeared on this planet. Follow the stream and trust that one day it'll carry you to the rivers and oceans of your future. You are being called to surrender to the current of the waters that you are in, to trust the path that you are walking, and to keep showing up day after day to what you are building. What might seem like a small trickle right now holds the promise of becoming a river or an ocean in the world. Keep putting one foot in front of the other and trust your path. This is a card of trust. You may not yet be able to see the future outcome, or perhaps you're not quite sure how to get to where you're going. On your journey, there will be many steps to require faith. This may be one of them. You are being encouraged to find that faith, to keep facing your true north, to follow your stream and to let it carry you. So commit to your passions and be dedicated to what you've been creating. Keep showing up day after day after day. If you do, before you know it, you'll have created something huge, simply showing up in a small, consistent way. And the soul inquiry says, if you trusted your path, what would you do? So, all right, and then we come to step 6. And this is all together again, all in one piece, other than 3 beads that I lost when I was really not sure what to do with this rosary. I lost the beads in the process. And I envision myself whole. I envision myself complete. I envision myself, sorry, I made a vision board earlier today. And I noticed things that I've never noticed before, that the truth floats, the real things float. And I want my truth to float and pay attention to different shifts in my life. And that's kind of with the water card. I want ripples to change the world, and I want that impact on the world. I want this because I matter. I am a child of God, and I am worthy of God's love. I am worthy of my own love. I am whole and complete, and I want real change in the world. I want my story to change the world. Why? Because I can make a real difference in the lives of others. How am I going to do this? With prayer, intention, affirmations, and practice. That's why I do this every week. Practice, practice, practice. I want real, authentic understanding, genuine family and friends, and my tribe. I want my tribe. I want goodness, trust, honesty, unconditional love, because I want something bigger than myself. I want trust, truth, openness, and enjoyable experiences. I want joy. I want a real career. And a job that makes ripples and waves to others in the nation, in this world, in this universe. Why? Because God's on my side and He wants the best for me. So I could go on with that, but that's what I want. And that's how I'm becoming whole. And so last step is to expect a miracle. And I am envisioning being whole, complete, having nothing on my reputation or my name or my no talk of ugliness on my behalf. Truth, honesty. I want real. I want justice. I want foundation, real fundamentals. dedication, I want intuition, and I want inspiration, and I want to be surrounded by this daily. And that's why I'm doing this group, and I wish people would do it with me, but haven't found my tribe yet. So, all right. The last thing that I'm going to do is do just a real quick reading of the complete works of Florence Shinn, Florence Scovel Shinn, and the book is called The Game of Life and How to Play It. And it says, most people consider life a battle, but it is not a battle, it is a game. It is a game, however, which cannot be played successfully without knowledge of spiritual law and the Old and New Testaments given in the rules of the game with wonderful clearness. Jesus Christ taught that it was a great game of giving and receiving. Whatsoever man soweth, so that shall he also reap. This means that whatever a man sends out in the world or deed will return to him, and what he gives he will receive. If he gives hate, he will receive hate. If he gives love, he will receive love. If he gives criticism, he will receive criticism. If he lies, he will be lied to. If he cheats, he will be cheated. We are all taught also that imaging faculty plays a leading part in the game of life. Keep thy heart or imagination with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Proverbs 4:23. That means that what man images sooner or later externalizes in his affairs. So, we'll leave it there. I like that. I like that book so much. What you focus on will surely grow, and that's a great tool also. So, all right, so that's my chapter 9 group. So we're going to do chapter 10, and then we're going to start a different, instead of Expect a Miracle, we'll try something different. All right, and if you ever want to join me, just give me an email. Bye, have a good day.